I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Shootin' Plink. Hey, today we're going to be talking about Peep sights. It's one of my favorite sights. Well, let's start with, how about an air gun Peep sight? Yeah, that's right. Air guns have even got them. They've all got them. Peep sight, there's several different ones, but whenever I think of one, I think of a Skinner, and I'll get to that in a little bit because that's my favorite. Anyway, here's this sort. Now these are what you usually find on some sort of an AR. This is an air gun. Like I said, it's a BB gun. It's put out by Crosman, but it does have the Peep sights. And this one, it's not the real fancy ones naturally like you get with the others, and we're going to be going into that down the line here. But here's this one right here. You have to do it manually. The others have a little button you pop and they pop up on themselves. Here's the Peep sight that it has. This one, good, there, stands up. This one is not adjustable up here, where on a lot of your others they are. But again, this is an air gun. This is a DPMS, and it's Panther arms. And this one back here is adjustable. You can even see the adjustment right here. You got it right there. That's for the windage. This here, the Peeps, now this is set up for the smaller one at the moment. But it does have a fold down right here. You fold it down just like that. Now you got yourself a ghost sight. Why would you want the ghost sight? Well, the ghost sight, a lot of times, that's the only thing you have. Which I'll show you on one of them that I have here, which is a Ruger. But and it's different than this. But this is so that if you pull this down, and it's different for light conditions, but with this, you have more refined hole, as you can see, more of a refined peep, as you would say. And so it brings it down kind of like you would do with a normal scope, or if you had the red dot, and we'll go into the red dot here in a little bit too. But this one right here, if you just want a real quick acquisition, go with the Ghost. It's good for low light intensities as well, because it gives you more light in order to see that. So this is the air gun one. And of course there's a lot of them out there. I'm giving you the basic ones that we have, and well, let's see. But okay, here's the Ruger. I was just talking about that. Let's move back to this type. Of course, it's got the rail. You can use that. And this is the Ruger PC Carbine. Very, very good gun. Really, really like this thing. It shoots 9mm. Anyway, what we're talking about is the sight. And here you have ghost only. That's it. There it is, right there. You can see that one. Alright, now this sight adjusts entirely different. This up here is non-adjustable. It's just strictly this right here. And you have elevation and windage with this. And I'll show you how you do that. It's very, very simple. It's a very good adjustment. I love this adjustment the way it is. I've been able to put this thing pretty much right on target. Right here on the side, you can see the marks right into there. Okay, this moves up and down. That's how you can see it's on a slant. So you're moving it up and you're moving it down. That's your elevation. Kind of like the old buckhorn type that you got the little thing you slide back and forth and you bring it up and down like that. Pretty much same sort of a thing. Up here, now you want to adjust windage. You know, right here, you take this screw, you adjust that, and then this will move back and forth for windage. So a very simple, compact type of a thing. You've got a ghost sight, as I said. I think you can probably see that. I mean, you are, with this gun, you are so on target. As soon as you pull that up, you're right there. And another thing I have done with this, and you can see here, and this is a very good idea, I think you can see that there's a white dot. I painted that on there because by having that, as soon as I pull that up, I can see that white dot and I'm right on target. I do that with a lot of mine, especially when they're these dark black type of sights. Now we'll go to the next one, which is similar to this, but sight adjust. This is kind of in between the air gun and that one. This is an AR style, like this, and this has the red dot. That's why I wanted to show you this too. And you probably can't see it, and I'll try to remove this, but With this, you can do what they call co-witnessing. And first we're going to talk about the peep sights themselves. They're laying down. They both got buttons. You push a button, it pops up just like that. This one too. Both the rear and the front adjust on this. Now this one, for windage, you use this right here. You got that so that that'll bring it back and forth, and you can see your marks on this right back here. And up here, this sight, which again I have painted with a white dot, you can see, and I also painted it on top. But this one, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a tool you put down in here and you rotate that, and that's for your elevation. So like I said, the windage adjusts back here. Now, we were talking about those peep sights before as far as Ghost and the one that comes down with a smaller aperture. This one has a little tab right here. Well, right now it's for the small one, which you can probably see. It's very small. This, you bring it down, and this sticks, I'll tell you. It really does. You gotta push it down just like this. There. And that's good, because then you're not going to have it flopping up and down. Now you've got your Ghost sight. I think you can see the difference. Here it is laying down right here. You can see that coming out there. And here's the Ghost sight. So to get that back up, and these are Magpul sights, by the way, so they're very good sights. This is the red dot. Now, why on earth would you want the red dot here and this up here? It's what they call co-witnessing. So you can sight right down here and see the red dot at the same time. Red dot normally, if you're going to be tuned into everything, that red dot will set right on top of this. When you're looking down there, it'll be just like your normal, if you were sighting the bullseye on a target, you'd have that bullseye usually sitting right on top of your front sight. So basically that's what you've got here. Or if you want, just take this, fold it down, and you've got your red dot. Now, if you got a red dot, why would you want these? What happens if the batteries run out? That's one reason you might not even want a red dot, because to me these are the next best thing. In a lot of ways, because of the battery situation, they're better, because you don't have to worry about batteries. The sight's right there. It's adjustable. You don't have to worry as much about them being bumped and that sort of thing, because you know anything that's like a red dot or a regular scope and that, you kind of get out of adjustment. And the same thing can happen with these, but not as badly. So, you know, that's an advantage to this. But as I said, with both type of things, if you got both of them up, you're pretty well on it. And in a lot of cases, if I'm using this, I don't use both of them together. So, you know, I know some people do, and that's a good idea, because you do have both. Say if you're shooting and all of a sudden your red dot goes off, you've still got your other. Anyway, that was what I wanted to talk to you about on the peeps and the red dot. Now we're going to get to my favorite peep sights. And these you can readjust on apertures because of the fact that you can switch them out. There's 5 different apertures for these. And they're the Skinner, as I had mentioned earlier, the Skinner peep sight. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you the one that is a drill and tap. There's 2 different types. And I'm going to be mounting some of the rail mounts, a couple of them rail mounts coming up pretty soon, and I'm going to be showing you how you do that. So I'm not going to go into a lot of that on those. But this one was actually sent to Skinner. It's a Skinner Express. As you can see, it matches this. This is that Golden Boy Youth that I took and made into a carbine type of a, well, actually the Golden Boy Youth is a carbine, so didn't remake it. All I did is change this out and a few other things, and had this right here. This went to the company and they drilled and tapped it, and that is a Skinner peep sight. Now, the adjustments on this. For one thing, sometimes you have to tap this out and get a taller sight. You might even have to go a little lower. Just depends. Maybe you don't have to move it at all. Depends on how it all sets up. This here has got a windage and elevation adjustment. I know, you'd think, well, how? Well, we went into this on another video, so how you do it, so I'm not going to go into it a lot, but right here, you take this screw, see it right there, that little screw, you loosen that, and you take this and screw it out to bring it up, screw it down to put it down. So that's your elevation adjustment. As far as your windage, there's another screw right on top of there. This little tab right here moves back and forth, and that's your windage. So, you know, and these are very, very good. Oh, I was talking to you about the apertures. Okay, this one is one of the smaller ones, and if I remove this completely, and this screws out of here, if I remove that completely, then you got your full ghost. If I want it really, really fine, just like you would, I would say go with a scope or go with your red dot, then you put the smallest aperture there is, and like I said, there's 5 different ones, and you can get them all from Skinner. But you put this on target, and it doesn't take much. You just look down there, that bead's right in the middle. That's what I like about it with a Henry too. You got that brass bead up here that goes right down the middle of it, and a fiber optic. I've shot these with a fiber optic, and a fiber optic will really get on target too. Now we'll talk about the rimfire one. Same thing as far as adjustments and that I talked to you about. The only difference is that it mounts on a rimfire rail, just like this. And it screws down right over here, just fastens right into place, goes on a rail, tighten that down fast, and it adjusts the same way. But as you can see, it's a lot smaller, what have you. I like mounting them back here, but again, we're going to be getting into that in another video as far as what it's like to mount one of these, which is not all that hard, I'll tell you. And then we'll sight it in, and I'll go through the whole thing with you. But that pretty much shows you, and as I said, the Skinner, to me, you put the Skinner sight and a Henry together, they're just like they're made for one another. It's just, if you're thinking about a Peep sight on a Henry, you're going to be thinking about a Skinner. That's, at least that's to my thoughts, and I think a lot of other people too, because it's just like a match. And I'll mention this right now, even though I will again probably in the other video. This right here is a little thing that you tap into to take up for the slot, then where you remove this sight, because you do have to remove that sight. And again, we'll get into that when I'm mounting this. And as I said, I got 2 that I'm going to be mounting, and they're both going to be rimfire rails like this. So that's it about on Peep sights, and that's what I wanted to show you, the difference and how they work. And again, they are a very, very good system, because when you pull that up and you put it on there, you're on the target right now. Target acquisition is just about instant. And the advantage again to it, it's so much like having a red dot. The advantage is you don't have to worry about the electronics or anything going haywire like that, or your batteries going out. No batteries with these. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.